So, as I'm sure many of us know, the main levels in Geometry Dash are a staple of the game's history. Throughout the past 9 years, many levels have been released throughout each update, pushing the limits of the level editor even further. Some of them have even gotten sequels. For example, Theory of Everything and Theory of Everything 2. But, have you ever wondered what it would be like if other RobTop levels got sequels? That's what we're going to be finding out today. I'm going to be searching the names of some popular RobTop levels and finding out what community-made sequels to the levels look like. Of course, we gotta start with the classic, Stereo Madness 2. There's probably a rated one, yep. I've played 15% of this. Let's see if this looks like it would fit to be a sequel to the Stereo Madness. Well, you know, so far it definitely feels like Stereo Madness. I'll say that much. I look at this and I go, yep, this feels like Stereo Madness, which is a good thing. And it's definitely slightly more difficult too, which is a good balance. Still has essences of Stereo Madness. It kind of follows a similar flow, but different, which I like. Yeah, this part too. It's like, oh, I saw that coin path. I'm not gonna go for the coins though. I miss old 2-star levels. Nowadays, 2 stars are like auto levels with 8 clicks. This is a 2-star, and nowadays it'd probably be rated like 5-star. I like how this also uses the official Stereo Madness sequel, like, song. Because it, you know, really adds to it being like a Stereo Madness sequel level. Is there the coin path? Yeah, I'm not gonna go for it though. I like this part of the song. Yeah, I would say that that absolutely deserves to be called Stereo Madness 2. Now, I'm not going to be going through every level today, so this could be a series if you guys want, but I'm still going to go in order. So now, we have Back on Track 2. I believe an official Back on Track sequel song was actually made kind of recently. Back on Track 2 player, Back on Track 2017, Back on Track... No. Here we go. Here's Back on Track 2. But it's made by a user that doesn't have an account, so I'm a little, you know, wary about this one. I have a feeling it's not going to be as high quality as the other one we played. So far, this actually does feel like a Back on Track sequel, you know? Because it still has kind of the gameplay flow that Back on Track does. Introducing the jump pads and into the level, but not being too overwhelming. Still has a similar like Back on Track flow with some new ideas. Like there, for example, and the stars and stuff. It's a different approach to a sequel than Stereo Madness 2 did. But it still has very much the essence of Back on Track. I'm actually pleasantly surprised by this. Even without the song, if someone tried to ask me what RobTop level this was trying to imitate, I would totally say Back on Track. Aww. Alright, let's not fall here this time. There we go. That's better. Oh. Gosh, what am I doing? Okay, this time don't fall for the fakes. It's really not that difficult. Yeah. If I die at this ship part, that would be even more embarrassing than any of the other deaths I've had. Nice. Okay, that level, it was a bit, like, different than Back on Track, mainly toward the end. But honestly, I could still definitely see this being passed as, like, an official, Back on Track sequel if it were to be in the game. So, I think it's a thumbs up from me. Now we've got Polargeist 2. Did I spell that correctly? Let me find out. Gotta get past all the 2020, 2017, all the year levels to find the actual sequel. Here we go. Alright, this one's got quite a lot of likes. 608, 18,000 downloads. I'm predicting a high quality level. Well, this is a lot different than what I was expecting. I think I'm going to find a different Polargeist 2, because this is not Polargeist in the slightest, actually. Alright, what about this one? It's a medium, so I don't know if it's going to be what I'm looking for, but let's see. Well, you know, I can tell they definitely tried, and that's what matters. Still feels more like Polargeist than any other level I played so far, which is a plus, but I'm gonna have to say that the Polargeist sequels disappoint. Let's see if Dryout 2 can redeem Polargeist 2. How old is this? This is featured? This doesn't really feel like Dryout. I'm surprised this is featured. This is definitely from like 1.1. It's interesting to see what got featured in the old eras of the game. Okay, this feels a bit like the shift part of Dry Out, but it doesn't really have many Dry Out elements, if you know what I mean. Hopefully there's no, like, 144 hertz bug in here. Oh! Let me see if I can find a level that looks more like Dry Out. Alright, this one's short. Uh-oh. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't this. There I go! Whee! I'm going to give this last Dry Out 2 a shot. It uses the actual song straight from Newgrounds instead of from the game files, so perhaps it will, like, you know, be better than the other ones we played. Okay. Now this is more like it. Let's see if it has some Dry Out gimmicks. Okay, here we go. Now this is more like something I'm looking for, you know, a new spin on Dry Out. Even without the song, I would still probably consider this like, you know, I would say this feels like Dry Out to me. Here we go, yeah. This is what I was looking for in a Dry Out sequel. It needed a fully upside down section. And then this, yep. Very Dry Out feeling. Hopefully I don't die right at the end. Triples don't scare me. Throw all the triples at me. This part also definitely feels like Dry Out. Alright. Yeah. Wasn't as good as the Stereo Madness and Back on Track sequels, but it was definitely way better than the Polargeist ones, that's for sure. Let's see what Bass After Bass 2 has to offer. Bass. Here we go, Bass After Bass 2, using the official Bass After Bass sequel song as well. I have high hopes for this. Alright. Here we go. This is kind of what I was looking for. The color scheme doesn't really follow the Bass After Bass color scheme, but that's fine. It doesn't have to. Like these like structures where you go like down and back up, they definitely remind me of Bass After Bass. I got a coin on accident. I thought I died. Oh, okay. Didn't have to go in like that, but I appreciate it. Yeah, this is like a lot like Bass After Bass, but more upbeat and like party-like, you know? It's kind of short though. Yeah, that definitely lived up to my standards. That's a good Bass After Bass sequel right there. Can't Let Go is one of... Bloat? Can't Let Go 2. Can't Let Go is one of the better, like, 1.0 RobTop levels in my opinion, so hopefully someone can live up to those standards. Isn't this an established creator? Oh yeah, okay, I have like really high hopes for this one. Okay, this is interesting. It's like really taking its own spin. It's a lot more varied than the other ones we played, you know? Really like modernized, I should say. It's like taking it Can't Let Go in a completely new direction while still feeling like Can't Let Go in a way. It's not as faithful to the original as some of the other sequels have been. Oh, that was kind of a rough transition, but you know what? It's also a rough transition in the actual Can't Let Go, so, you know? Continuity. Alright. Let's try this again. This part is honestly pretty cool because it's like, you know, it's like the iconic dark part of Can't Let Go, but with a bit more color involved. It's still a super... Oh! Moving objects. I didn't expect that. It's still super Can't... A duel! Uh-oh. Hold on, I gotta focus. Okay. Let me not die here. It's super, like, Can't Let Go feeling still. It feels almost like if every RobTop level were to get, like, you know, a modern version. Aww. Honestly, this takes, like, a lot of its own liberties, I guess I should say. Oh, a spider part. Hold on. Let me not mess up here. This part... okay, there we go. Last few jumps, and... Nice. That was honestly pretty cool. It felt like, you know, if every RobTop level were to get, like, kind of a modern sequel, We might as well end with every single 1.0 level. So we've got Jumper 2 to end it. And this is also featured. Let's hope it's not like the featured tryout one. Okay. Now feels that beginning was a bit weird. But it still feels like Jumper. And let me not die to that triple. There we go. It's like Jumper with like a interesting spin on it. Jumper, but not Jumper. You know what I mean? That was so obvious to not hit that orb, and I'm just like, oh, there's an orb. I must click it. All right, this part feels like the lightning road. I feel like this was inspired by the lightning road. That's such a tight jump for a 4-star. It was so obvious. I'm gonna have to practice run this. All right, so the color choice here is a bit weird. Oh wow, yeah, I'm glad I went to practice mode for this. I can tell this is supposed to mimic the tunnel section. And this feels like X-Step or something. I'm not gonna do this in normal mode because we kind of get the gist of the level already. Huh? Wait, does this level not work, or am I dumb? Oh, never mind, I'm dumb. And it ends kind of early, too. You know, it's not like a bad level. It just feels like someone made their own 1.0 level using Jumper, or level back in 1.0 anyways, using Jumper, and just branded it as, like, Jumper 2, even though it's not really that close to Jumper. That's all for today's video. Some of those levels were honestly pretty good, and they definitely could compare to their original counterparts. Next time, we'll probably take on Time Machine all the way to Electroman Adventures so we can save the beginning of the demons for the 3rd video. But anyways, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment which level was your favorite, and subscribe if you'd like to know when I'm uploading my next video. And see y'alls.